Hi, boys and girls, it's Mr. Pearl, and I'm very super excited to come to you from my office today because, as you know, we've been getting ready and preparing for the world-famous author Brian Hines to come and visit our school next Friday. And I know in your classes that you've been seeing some of my very silly videos about making little animal crafts and decorations for when Brian Hines comes to our school. We wanted to make it really look special for him. So I hope you've been enjoying Mr. Pearl's special craft videos, or should I say Scarecrow Pearl's very special videos, because I've seen some of the work that you've been doing and it looks fantastic. I'm so happy and proud of you for all the hard work that you're doing. But I wanted to come to you today because I wanted to read to you a very good book that was written by Brian Hines, and it's the exact book that you're making all of the different animals from, okay? The name of this book is called Red Fox at McCloskey's Farm. I think it's an awesome book. I really would like to take a few minutes and read it with you. So are you ready for me to do a read aloud? I can't hear you. Are you ready for me to do a read aloud? That's more like it. Okay, so let's read together Red Fox at McCloskey's Farm by Brian Hines, of course. Red Fox wakens in the glen to tiptoe from his forest den, with dreams of chickens in the pen at old McCloskey's farm again. So the Red Fox, he wakes up at night and he's thinking, how can I get some chickens? How can I find chickens on McCloskey's farm? So let's see. Oh, this is interesting. If you look down here, you will see that this is autographed by Brian Hines, and it says, "Enjoy the adventure." So maybe if you bought a book by Brian Hines, he might autograph it for you, so that would be fun too, okay? And if you look inside here, you will see there's Red Fox. And if you look at him, look at his eyes, he's got a little smile on. And if you look above his head, I'll move it closer, he's dreaming of chickens. Okay, so let's see what happens. Read along with me. Veiled in the clouds, the moon hangs pale. Fox licks his chops, he flicks his tail, and strikes out on familiar trails of logs and streams and walls of shale. So it's nighttime, and Fox is on the hunt to find some chickens. And he knows where they're at. He knows that they're at McCloskey's farm. Let's see what happens. His ears so sharp, his eyes so bright, slender legs race through the night, till Red Fox spies the farmhouse light. He stops. The chicken coop is in sight. Let's look closely. Inside, he sees the light on, and he sees the shadows of the chickens. And he's starting to lick his chops like this. Chickens. Okay, so let's keep reading. Oh, but before I go further, does everybody see this hound dog here? What do you think this hound dog here is here for? Let's make a prediction. Anybody have any ideas? Well, he's probably there to protect the chickens, right? Let's see. But in the shadows, hound dog waits. He blinks, he yawns. It's 8:30. Tonight may seal Red Fox's fate before he clears the henhouse gate. Hound dog's keening in the wind and spots a shadow sleek and thin. Between the corn rows, Red Fox skims, a hungry phantom moving in. So, hound dog is waiting, and you can see that Red Fox is kind of sneaking around the farm, in and out of the rows of corn, around the barn, okay? Candles glow from overhead. McCloskey thinks it's time for bed, but hears the uproar and in dread throws up the window instead. Let me go back 1 second. I think I've missed a page. So we saw that Red Fox was, running around trying to sneak in and out of places. So all of a sudden, on Hound Dog's face, a twisted scowl. From Hound Dog's throat, a wicked growl that rumbles to a mighty howl. Oh! And panics all the sleeping fowl. Look at their eyeballs. That's a good illustration. You know that the chickens are a little nervous because they hear Hound Dog growling and howling. Now we'll go to the next page. Candles glow from overhead. McCloskey, that's the farmer, thinks it's time for bed. But hears the uproar and in dread throws the windows up instead. So he's getting ready to go to bed, but he hears the dogs start howling and growling. So he thinks there's something definitely not right. Gadzooks, the fox, McCloskey swears. I'll tear that rascal hide from hair. He runs out in his underwear and trips across the rocking chair. He wasn't ready to be leaving the house. The hen house shakes and feathers fly when Red Fox pokes his nose inside. And roosters, hens, and chicks decide to flap for cover, run, and hide. So you see how the fox stuck his head in, and all the chickens and the roosters and everybody starts going, bark, 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 bark. We gotta hide, we gotta hide. Bark, 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 bark. That's my chicken imitation. McCloskey gathers rocks to clout, Red Fox who spins and wheels about, to see old Hound Dog's frothing mouth and hear McCloskey's snarling shouts. So Red Fox turns around and he's starting to hear the dog growling. He hears the farmer yelling. Let's see what happens. Stumbling as the stones are thrown, McCloskey stubs his little toe and dances out a do-si-do towards the pigsty. Down he goes. He stubs his toes. He's jumping around, and he falls in the mud right by the pig. Not good, Farmer McCloskey. Let's see what's going to happen, though. I've got you now, McCloskey roars, as many boulders by the score shatter hinges on the door and rattle down upon the floor. Red Fox springs and leaps aside, but Hound Dog comes in bounding strides, with crushing teeth and jaw stretched wide. No hens tonight, Red Fox decides. So the farmer's coming, the farmer's throwing rocks, he's yelling. The Hound Dog comes inside, he's chasing him all around. And look at the fox's face. I think he thinks, not gonna happen tonight. I better get out of here. Let's see. The cackles and howls, the hooting and shouting, a crazy-eyed farmer, his hound dog a-growling. It's just not the night for Red Fox to be scouting, and not quite the yard for Red Fox to be prowling. Time to escape. Red Fox has his doubts whether it's possible. Where is the route? Behind him the barking, the shouts all about. His fear hurls him over the fence. He's out. He didn't know how he was going to get out of there, but he did. Jumped over the fence. Moonglow lights the dew-drenched grass, and McCloskey's muddied face aghast. Red Fox yips, the danger's past. He's back in the comforting woodlands at last. Looks like he had a very rough night. Did he get any chickens? Nope. Thank God that Hound Dog and Mr. McCloskey were aware, right? They chased him right off the farm. Red Fox, sleeping in the glen, curled up in his cozy den, with dreams of chickens in the pen, at old McCloskey's farm again. I like that picture. Look at him sleeping. He's having his dream. And what is he dreaming about? Chickens. Okay. Very cute. And look what came out of one of those eggs, a little chick. So I hope that you enjoyed this story of Red Fox at McCloskey's farm. And remember, all of the different animals that you've been creating and making as decorations for Brian Hines's visit, we will have them all over the building, and they all come from this book. Okay, remember that Brian Hines writes many books about the outdoors and about animals. So when he comes to talk to you all, he'll probably talk about that and why he chose to write books about that subject. I know that Brian Hines is also going to talk to you about how to become a good writer and maybe ways that you might be able to learn to write a book for yourself. So I'm so excited that he's coming. I love all the decorations that you're making. I hope you enjoyed my reading of Red Fox at McCloskey's farm. And you know that I'll be reading more to you in the future. Boys and girls, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I really hope that you enjoyed this story. Have a great day. Bye-bye.